training around creating dynamic product ads. Now, for the hands up, who of you is like still feeling really fresh to Facebook ads? Jen, yeah? All right, and Mark. Okay, so for those of you who are just sort of chewing into Facebook ads or cutting your teeth on Facebook ads, this is sort of a little bit more advanced, but I'm going to walk you through step by step. Don't be scared. It's a very actually simple, straightforward process. Very, very effective stuff if you are working with e-commerce clients. In fact, if you have any e-commerce clients that are selling over, I would say 10 to 20 ads on their website, you 100% should be 10 to 20 products, sorry, you 100% should be using dynamic product ads in their campaigns. So I'm not scared. Will this be recorded? Absolutely. So what we're going to do is take you through how to create dynamic product ads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share. So let me just make sure I pull out all the porn off my computer. I'm just kidding. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. I was trying to find an example. I literally spent like half an hour on Facebook today trying to find a dynamic product ad to give you an example of. But what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through what it is, how we set it up, and then we're actually going to go and create a campaign using this feature. And so you'll be able to do this yourself. And what I'm going to do afterwards is in the membership area, I'm going to drop this training, and I've also got 2 sheets of instructions, so step-by-step instructions laid out for you guys with the links that you need, etc., etc. So,
question: which membership are you referring to? Are you referring to Facebook?
The Academy, yeah.
The Academy.
But both of them will get it, yeah.
Oh, both. Okay.
Yeah. So, so essentially, dynamic product ads allow you to retarget people based on what they viewed on the website. So this is really, really common for example, Amazon. Have you ever been on Amazon and you were checking out a few different products, and the next minute you're seeing a carousel ad and it's showing you all the different products that you actually checked out? I'm just going to pull up my chat to make sure I don't miss anyone and pull this down. Rev, I know that's why I hired Brooke 1,500 unread messages. It's a black hole. Okay, so essentially dynamic product ads allow you to create retargeting ads that will retarget based on what they looked at on the website. This is really, really, really powerful stuff. In e-commerce, most of the sales or the cheaper sales will come from your retargeting ads. So your top of funnel ads to your cold audience, they might cost you, for example, $40 a conversion, but your retargeting ads might cost you $8. So collectively, the funnel will convert at whatever that is, $22 CPA. And so the retargeting is fundamental to driving that whole funnel CPA down. Usually that's where the sales come from in retargeting. And when you add in DPA, dynamic product ads, it really, really drops that cost down simply because you're retargeting based on their specific interests. So if we weren't doing this approach, if we weren't using DPA, the alternative would be that you would be creating an ad, a retargeting custom audience. You'd be creating a custom audience for every sort of landing page on the website, and then you'd have to create a different ad or ad set for each one of those different landing pages. Or you'd create a carousel ad and you'd be hoping to God that those would be the products that that retargeting custom audience would be interested in. Now, obviously, if your client only has like 4 to 5 products on their website, this isn't as much a necessity, you know, as someone who's got 20, 100, 200 products on their websites, where creating different custom audiences and different ads for each of the different products would just be way too intense. So we use dynamic product ads. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you how to set them up with Shopify, and then I'm going to show you how to set them up with an Excel file. I'm going to give you the template of the Excel file, and I'm going to give you, let me see if I can pull this up. I'm going to give you guys these sheets as well. So we've got one with the Excel file, and then we've got the Shopify instructions here, so you'll have access to that as well, the step-by-step. So I've logged into a Shopify account here. This is kind of a test account that we use. So let's go straight from the beginning. And what you're going to do is you go under Online Store and then Preferences. And that's where you drop the pixel under Shopify. This should already be in there if they've been running ads in the past, hopefully. But obviously you need to make sure the pixel ID is on the store. Shopify makes it super, super simple. All you do is you pull out that pixel ID. If we go into the ad account, let me log out. I think this one's done through, it's a dummy account, so I've got it under my personal one for some reason. So let me go in here. I think it's this one. Nope. There we go. So pulling up the pixel ID is just under pixels, and then you're just going to copy the pixel ID, drop it in Shopify. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add, again, Shopify makes this super, super simple to do. So what we need to do is we need to add the dynamic product catalog app to the Shopify online store. So if we go under apps here, under the menu bar for Shopify, so you've installed the pixel, and now what you're going to do is you're going to search, or you're going to view, you're going to add this app. So it's called Facebook Product Feed, and it's done by Flexify. So this is essentially what it's going to look like when it's set up. And what it does is when you set it up, or when you just install it to the website, it's going to give you an RSS link. So this is it right here. Pretty simple. And you're just going to copy this. And that's pretty much all we have to do for now. You can, you can segment a little bit more, but really this is all you have to do. Just copy this RSS feed. And then we're going to go back into Business Manager. And what we're going to do under here is we're going to go into Assets, and we're going to create a product catalog. So essentially the way that dynamic product ads work is they work off of a catalog. So you create a catalog for each dynamic product feed that you want. So what that means is, let's say you wanted to create, okay, so here's a really good example. We had one client one time who had hundreds of items in his store. And so had we just created a generic product catalog of all the products in his store, one of the issues that he had was that he was selling knives, and he was selling military stuff, like weaponry stuff. And obviously you cannot advertise that stuff on Facebook, right? It's a really, really good way to get your ad account shut down. And so had we just created a product catalog of every single product in his website, Facebook would have been feeding out the products of knives and weaponry, right? Because it's done on automation. It's based off the product catalog. And this potentially would have gotten his ad account shut down. So the reason you want to create different product catalogs is potentially you need to separate different things. So you might say, okay, we're going to create a product catalog, but it's going to exclude all the weaponry or the knives, right? It's only going to have these products, these 25 or 30 products. So if someone checked out a knife on our website, they're not going to get retargeted by it. They're going to get retargeted by something else. You might want to create a product catalog because your client is wanting to, they have, for example, another client of ours is e-commerce, and they have a lot of the stuff on their website is out of stock. They don't even have it in stock anymore, but they haven't, you know, they keep it up there, but no one can buy it. They don't even have a wait list for it. So obviously you don't want to run ads, especially retargeting ads, that links to a product that's out of stock. So the alternative is that you create a separate product catalog of in-stock products. Does this make sense, guys, so far? Like, shout out if you have any questions whatsoever. So for the purposes of this training, we're just going to do a really, really generic product catalog, and we're just going to do all the products. But just so you understand is that you can create different product catalogs, and there's different reasons why you might want to do that. So we're going to create the catalog. We're going to go test. And we're going to create this puppy. And essentially, all we do here is we're going to go add product feed. And because we're using Shopify, we're going to leave this to scheduled recurring uploads because it's a dynamic feed. And we're just going to punch in the URL that we found in the app here. And you can make it update every day. You can make it so that it updates itself every 2 weeks, or, you know, I would just do it daily if you're not concerned about it. And then we're going to create the feed. I can hear someone eating. Let me just put someone on mute. This is slow. I'm gonna push refresh. Do I dare? You know what? It actually needs time because, yeah. Okay, so there you go. This is essentially the product feed. Facebook is pulling in the name of the product. It's pulling in the description, and then it's pulling in the price point. This is really, really easy to do if your client is on Shopify, right? That was literally sort of a 5-step process. And now you're able to create a campaign using dynamic product ads. If your client is on a different type of website, it gets a little bit trickier. I'm not going to cover that type of stuff. If you have a client that's running e-commerce on Magento or anything like that, reach out and I can get you the instructions for that, the step-by-step. But certainly on Shopify, it's dead easy. Now, if you have, let's go back and create a new catalog, test to, I'm trying to think of another example why. Okay, so for example, let's say you've got a client that has e-commerce and they're on a website where it's not that easy to plug in. So this Shopify integration was dead easy, right? It took 5 steps to do that, and I'm going to show you in a minute how we then pull that into a campaign. But if you have a client where they're on some freaky deaky website, there's no easy integration, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. What you typically will do is you'll actually manually upload a product feed, and that's done through a CSV file. So this is a single upload here. Go next. And you would essentially upload it through there. Now, I think I've got a link in here that shows you a download. Facebook actually gives you a download to the template for that. And I'll make sure that you have that link. What I was hoping to do. Let me actually pull up Cameron. Let's see. Oh yeah, he sent it to me. Okay, so you guys will, in here there's a link as well to see, if I just copy this in here, to see what Facebook recommends. So if you go in here, you can actually download the sample feeds. Excel CSV is the simplest one. So this is essentially what it looks like. So this is an example of a pre-populated one. You'd have the item ID, the title of the product, the description, the link, the image link, availability, if you have any conditions, the price, and then the product brand. This is kind of the simplest form of it, the bare minimum that you need for a product feed. And when you click upload in here when you upload this product feed in your product catalog, it will do essentially the same thing as this. It will show you, once it's uploaded, it will show you, okay, this is your product ID, this is the name of the product, this is the description, and this is the price point. Essentially, the reason we're doing this, right, guys, just to recap, is so that when Facebook goes to retarget people, whether it's a carousel ad or a single image ad, based on their behavior on your client's website, it will already have all the information to pull from. So we'll go, this is the description of the product, this is the price of the product, and this is the name of the product, and this is where I need to link it to. So you're essentially uploading a feed of all your clients' products so that Facebook has this pool to tap into. So once you have this product feed delivered, it's really, really simple. So we're going to go back in the ad account, and I'm going to show you how we create campaigns using this. So let's say you're creating a conversion campaign, test DPA. Is there no ad account? Anyways, so purchase. Oh my God, sorry, I'm losing the plot here. I'm in the wrong ad account. How did I do that? Okay, I was in the wrong ad account, but I selected the wrong campaign as well. So we're selecting product catalog sales. This is essentially what we need to tick. Man, I created that DPA in the other ad account. How did I manage to do that? I swapped. All right, I'm gonna have to go back to the other one because I somehow managed to create it in the other ad account. So promote a product catalog. And we just select the product catalog from here. So you can see we've got this one. We didn't upload a file to this one, so we're just going to select this one. So you'd select the product catalog that you want. We're going to create it. I haven't created this ad account yet, so. We're going to associate the pixel. This is only because it's a brand new ad account, guys, so don't worry about that. I don't even know how I managed to do that, but I created product set. So you can actually select the different products under that product feed. So you could go, in stock, contains, in stock. I don't know if that was one of the filters. And here's the people that you can retarget. So you can retarget the people that viewed or added stuff to their cart but didn't purchase. This one is fantastic. So typically e-commerce, 68% of people will drop out of their shopping cart, which is really, really high, right? They'll add things to their cart, but they just will never follow through. And the rate of that is around 68%. So retargeting those people makes a lot of sense because they were clearly really, really, really warm, right? They were just on the verge of purchasing. Maybe the FedEx guy ran the door. knocked on the door, sorry, or maybe their kids came storming in. For whatever reason, they didn't complete the purchase. You can also retarget upsells and cross-sells. And then when you select this, you can also select the product. So you can select different variations or features of, did they view specific different products and we want to upsell them based on a product feed that we've built. So typically the one that you're going to use is this one, and you can select the day frame, the date range that you want. Not really a date range, but the number of days from when they perform that action. Either they viewed or added to cart. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to skip all of this because this is standard ad set stuff. So when you get in here,
I just had a
yeah.
question. How many days do you recommend? Because it has 14. That might be a bit long, I would think. Do you have a recommended day amount?
DPA, you can push a little bit longer because it's typically high interest stuff, right? So normally with retargeting, what we like to do at the agency is we like to segment or split it out. So we'll typically do days 1 to 3 or days 1 to 4, and then we'll do 5 to 14, and then, et cetera, et cetera. But with DPA, it's a little bit different because they're dynamic, and it's a very warm audience, especially the added to cart stuff. So 14 days, I would say, would be okay. Probably what we would opt for is around the sort of 14 to 30 day mark. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's going to depend on the price of the product as well, because if it's a high ticket item, what you'll see is your client's conversion window is going to be like maybe a month long, or it might be a lot longer. So you want to stay top of mind. If it's a lower ticket item, the conversion window might only be 7 days to 14 days. So you kind of have to look at what kind of products they have. If you're not sure, just stick to the 14 days, run some stats through the ad account, have a look at what their their conversion window is. Like, look at the stats, and that will allow you to make a call on what your retargeting window should be as well. Make sense?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, you got it. So essentially what we do here is we're going to notice how this is all different, right? Because now it's pulling from the product feed. So the text, the headline, the product feed, this is a carousel ad, by the way. So what we're going to do is you can even pull in the text. So you could go description. I wouldn't recommend that anyways. So anyways, just to wind it back. So when you're running a carousel ad, you've obviously got the 4x4 image, you've got the headline, you've got the newsfeed link description, and then you've got the copy as part of the ad, right? And the display URL as well. Now for the text, what you might say is like, hey, did you forget something? Buy now or use code XX to redeem 10% off, or whatever that might be, right? So you probably want to personalize the text. I wouldn't necessarily use the description of the product, especially if the client is kind of like using really short form, hard product descriptions in their landing pages. And then we'll just use the headline and the newsfeed link description. Normally that's the price, so you keep that as the price. So product name, you can edit that as well, and then the price for the newsfeed link description. And you can add your shop now. What I'm just thinking is, how am I gonna show this to you? So you can do single image, or you can do carousel ad. Now, when you go to preview, damn it, God. Which ad account has this that I can show you? What I'm trying to show you is what it looks like. So I need to log out of here and go back into the agency one. So let me go back in here, and I want to show you what this actually looks like, because they don't actually show you a preview. Okay, so I have a bug in my ad account, so I have to view it like that. Normally you guys would be able to click on the eye icon here to view it, but I've got this bug. So essentially this is what the carousel version looks like. So it basically pulls in the image from the website. It pulls in the headline and the price point with the call to action. And Facebook will automatically pick the products that it's going to show you based on what you checked out. Now, as you can see with the carousel ad, you can't actually edit the image that it's pulling. It's just pulling the dynamic link that was created through Shopify, right? If this is how you did it. So it can cut it off. So you might decide based on that, I need to run with a single image ad because it's going to look a lot better. Or what you could decide is, if I don't like the look of the dynamically pulled images that are done through Shopify or any integration like that, you can actually create, the custom CSV file that I was telling you about. So this thing, you can just build your product feed manually using an Excel file, and then upload the links, the images somewhere where it's hosted online. And you can, design your own 4x4 images, and you just drop the link in here, and Facebook is going to pull it in from that. So that's one option if you're not happy with the look, or you feel like it's hurting your conversions. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop screen sharing. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know, WooCommerce would be brilliant. Yeah, WooCommerce is good, actually, integration. So Rev, if you're on any other platform, reach out to me. Obviously, there's like hundreds of platforms out there, and I can't cover all of those. So I've covered Shopify, which is probably one of the most common ones out there, and it has a really nice integration. And also what we looked at was creating a manual one through Excel if the platform that your client is on is just a little bit too hard. But certainly WooCommerce, they have some really good stuff. If your client is on any platform outside of Shopify, let me know. Reach out to us, and we'll send you the instructions on how to do that based on that